Ever find yourself scrolling through those like mouth-watering pastry pictures online and thinking like, I wish I could make that?
Oh, yeah.
Well, today, we're diving into the world behind those picture-perfect creations
hmm
and exploring what it takes to be a pastry chef.
It's more than just, whipping up a batch of cookies, right?
Right, right.
We're diving deep into RoleCatcher.com.
Okay.
It's a website dedicated to, all things career paths.
Mm-hmm.
And they've got this really interesting career guide, Pastry Chef. And along with resources, they have interview prep, even AI tools to help with the job search.
Oh, wow.
It's really interesting stuff.
AI and pastry.
Yeah.
Okay, now that's a combo I did not see coming.
Right.
But before we get ahead of ourselves, let's start with the basics. RoleCatcher describes pastry chefs as creating dishes that are, and this is a quote, as pleasing to the eye as they are satisfying to the palate.
Ooh, yeah.
So it's a
Yeah,
delicate balance of artistry and technical skill.
it is, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's really understanding the science behind, like, the perfect crumb,
Okay.
the finesse needed to create those really delicate decorations.
Wow.
And you need that creative flair to kind of, dream up new and exciting flavor combos.
So you're saying it's not just about like eating cookie dough straight from the bowl.
No, no, no. It's much more than that.
Okay. Okay.
Think of it like this.
Okay.
A painter uses brushes and paint. A pastry chef uses piping bags and sugar.
I like that.
The tools may be different, but the principle's the same. Creating something beautiful and evocative.
And like any art form, there's a lot of hard work
Yeah.
and dedication behind the scenes.
Absolutely.
RoleCatcher's Guide doesn't sugarcoat it.
Right.
They talk about the long hours, the fast-paced environment, the constant pressure to meet deadlines.
It's very true. Imagine the rush of a busy restaurant kitchen.
Oh, yeah.
Orders coming in, everyone working against the clock.
Yeah.
And then you add the element of working with those delicate ingredients.
Yeah.
You need precise measurements and the need for everything to be picture perfect.
Oh, wow.
It's definitely not for the faint of heart.
No. It takes a certain type of person to thrive in that environment, right?
I think so.
Someone who's passionate, driven, and maybe just a little bit obsessed with perfecting that perfect swirl of meringue, right?
Yeah.
But what I find really interesting is
Okay.
RoleCatcher goes beyond that romanticized image of a pastry chef
Yeah, yeah.
and actually lays out a clear career path.
They do, which is really helpful. They highlight the importance of climbing that pastry ladder, so to speak.
Okay.
You don't just magically become the head pastry chef overnight.
Right, right.
It often starts with positions like an assistant pastry chef,
Mm-hmm.
where you're mastering those fundamental techniques.
Okay.
Maybe learning the secrets of lamination for a perfect croissant.
Lamination. Okay, now you're just using fancy words to make me hungry.
All right.
But tell me more about this pastry ladder. What comes after mastering those essential techniques?
Well, as you gain experience and confidence, you might move up to a pastry cook role.
Okay.
That's where you might have more creative freedom, maybe developing your own variations on classic recipes or contributing to new menu ideas.
So you're not just following recipes anymore.
Dude,
You're
yeah.
starting to put your own stamp on things.
Exactly.
That's got to be exciting.
Yes, definitely.
What's the next rung on this delicious ladder?
From there, you could set your sights on a supervisory role, like a sous chef, overseeing the entire pastry section. Think of it as conducting a symphony of flavors. Right. Managing a team and ensuring those desserts are coming out flawlessly.
So this is where things get really interesting, right?
Yes.
You're not just responsible for your own creations anymore. You're leading a whole team. What comes after conquering the world of sous chef?
And finally, the coveted position of pastry chef de partie, responsible for designing and executing entire pastry menus, often for like high-end restaurants or hotels.
Wow.
Imagine the pressure, but also the incredible reward of seeing your culinary vision come to life.
Yeah, it really is the culmination of all those years of training, honing your skills and building that repertoire.
Right.
But it's also where you really need to be a true leader, like inspiring your team to create those show-stopping desserts.
Yeah. Talk about a high-pressure gig.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder if those cooking competition shows
Oh,
are
good.
actually good preparation for the real deal.
That's an interesting thought.
Right.
They certainly highlight the need to think on your feet, right? And adapt to those unexpected challenges,
Right.
which are definitely part of the job description. And speaking of challenges, let's not forget about the interview process.
Oh, yeah. Good point.
You could be like a whiz with a whisk, right? A pastry prodigy.
Right.
But if you can't nail that interview,
Hmm.
those dreams of becoming a pastry chef de partie might crumble faster than a day-old croissant.
Too true. Too true. Luckily, RoleCatcher offers some great insights into what to expect and how to prepare.
Okay.
They even have a section called Ace Your Interviews with Tailored Questions and AI-Powered Practice,
Okay.
which sounds incredibly helpful.
Okay, hold on. AI for interview prep.
Yeah.
That's next level. But let's back up a bit. For those of us who haven't quite entered the matrix yet,
Okay.
what kind of questions are we talking about? Give us the inside scoop on what those pastry chef hopefuls might face.
Well, they're not going to ask you to, like, recite the entire recipe for a croquembouche from memory.
Oh, okay.
But they will want to understand your thought process, your passion, and your ability to handle the heat of a professional kitchen.
So it's about more than just listing off your favorite desserts or how many eclairs you can pipe in an hour.
Right.
It's about showcasing your unique skills and experience.
Exactly.
What kind of questions should someone be prepared for?
So one example RoleCatcher highlights is, what inspired you to become a pastry chef?
Okay.
Might seem simple, but it's about conveying that genuine enthusiasm,
Okay.
that spark that makes you want to spend your days elbow deep in flour and sugar.
It's about showing them that you're not just in it for the free samples.
Right, exactly.
Right. There's a deeper connection to the craft.
Yeah.
What other kinds of questions do they mention?
They also talk about the importance of showcasing your problem-solving skills, which are really crucial in a fast-paced kitchen environment.
Right.
So be prepared to answer questions like, can you describe a time when a recipe wasn't working as expected and how you handled it?
Okay, so that's where those quick thinking and adaptability skills come in handy.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
It's about staying calm under pressure and finding those creative solutions when things inevitably go wrong.
Exactly. And it's not just about, like, fixing a recipe gone awry.
Right.
It's about demonstrating your ability to learn from mistakes,
Okay.
to adapt to those new challenges,
Right.
and to keep those desserts rolling out no matter what.
And that brings us back to those AI-powered tools from RoleCatcher.
Oh, yes.
Did they elaborate on how those can help with interview prep?
They did.
Okay.
Because, honestly, having a digital pastry coach in your pocket sounds incredibly useful,
Right.
especially if it can help you nail those tough questions.
Especially those tough questions. And in their streamline your job search section,
Okay.
they talk about how their AI can analyze your resume or CV
Mm-hmm.
and compare it to the specific requirements of the job you're applying for.
Okay.
It's like having a personal assistant who can highlight those key skills and experiences that might be missing or need a little polishing.
So it's not just about catching typos.
Yeah.
It's about strategically showcasing your strengths and tailoring your resume to each specific opportunity.
Yes,
That's incredible, but it gets even better, right?
it does.
They offer AI-powered feedback on practice answers, too.
They do, yeah.
You can actually record yourself answering those common interview questions,
Wow.
like the troubleshooting one we just discussed. And their AI will analyze your response
Okay.
and provide feedback on your delivery, the content, and even your body language.
That's amazing. It's like having a virtual interview coach giving you personalized feedback in real time.
Exactly.
That could be a game changer for anyone who gets nervous during interviews.
Oh, for sure.
Or just wants to put their best foot forward.
Absolutely. And it really speaks to how technology is revolutionizing the way we approach our careers,
Right.
even in fields as traditionally hands-on as pastry.
Mm-hmm.
But with all this talk about AI and technology,
Right.
it's important to remember that the human touch is still paramount in the world of pastry.
Absolutely. No amount of technology can replicate the passion, the creativity,
Mhm.
and the sheer artistry that goes into crafting those exquisite desserts.
I agree precisely.
Yeah.
While technology can certainly enhance our skills and provide valuable insights,
Right.
it's that human element, the dedication to the craft, the attention to detail, and the love for creating something truly special that elevates a pastry chef from good to exceptional.
And speaking of exceptional, we've covered a lot of ground here today.
We have.
From the ins and outs of a pastry chef's daily grind to the exciting career paths available, and even the role of technology in pursuing those dreams.
It's a lot.
But before we let you go,
Okay.
we want to leave you with a little something to ponder. We've talked about the artistry, the precision, the pressure, and even the technology involved in the world of pastry. But
Yeah.
what really sticks with me is something RoleCatcher emphasized throughout their guide, the why behind all this.
Yeah, it's not just about baking, right?
Right.
It's about bringing joy to people's lives, through these, like, edible works of art.
Mhm.
It's about creating those moments of pure indulgence, the shared smiles across a table,
Yeah.
the memories made over a slice of something truly special.
There's something almost magical about transforming simple ingredients into something that can evoke such a, like, visceral reaction, don't
Yes,
you think?
absolutely.
It's like capturing a feeling in every bite.
Yeah, and that passion, that desire to create something so extraordinary,
Right.
that's what shines through in a successful pastry chef.
Yeah.
It's more than just technical skills. It's
Yeah.
about that intangible quality that makes people crave your creations.
It's that secret ingredient that, like, no recipe can quite capture.
Exactly.
Right. And speaking of secret ingredients, I'm curious what stood out to you from RoleCatcher's interview advice?
Okay.
Any final nuggets of wisdom for our listeners who might be gearing up for those high stakes interviews?
One thing that really resonated with me was their emphasis on authenticity.
Okay.
Yes, technical skills are essential,
Right.
but but don't be afraid to let your personality shine through.
So if your signature style is a little bit quirky, a little bit unexpected,
Yeah.
let that freak flag fly.
Absolutely. Those unique qualities, those are what make you memorable.
Right.
And in a competitive field like pastry,
Yeah.
standing out is key.
It's about showing them that you're not just another pastry chef.
Exactly.
You are the pastry chef.
Yeah.
The one who's going to elevate their dessert game to a whole new level.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So embrace what makes you different.
Okay.
Whether it's a passion for a specific type of pastry,
Hmm?
a unique cultural influence you bring to your baking,
Right.
or even just an infectious enthusiasm for the craft.
Yeah.
Let that passion shine through, and you'll be sure to impress.
This has been such an insightful deep dive into the delectable world of pastry.
It has.
We've explored the artistry, the challenges, the career paths,
Right.
and even the surprising ways technology is shaping the industry.
Mm-hmm.
But most importantly, I think we've uncovered that the true heart of a pastry chef lies in the passion for creating something extraordinary
Yes.
and bringing a little bit of sweetness to the world.
A little bit of sweetness. I love that.
And who knows, maybe we've even inspired a few future pastry chefs along the way.
I hope so.
If you're feeling inspired, listeners, we'd love to hear from you. Share your thoughts on the episode, your wildest pastry dreams, or maybe even a picture of your latest baking triumph. Until next time, happy baking.
Bon appétit.